We're looking at the blood sugar response between moderate intensity continuous, like what I'm doing on the bike right here. They're also taking a look at resistance training, RE. They'll break that down into low load, LL, high repetition, HR. The biggest finding is that the low load, high resistance had a way better blood sugar control, not only immediately after, but the area under the curve too, when we compare it to the mild intensity continuous. And I'm doing mild intensity continuous right now on the bike. I'm not saying don't do cardio. Because again, this low load, high repetition, we know that it can build muscle, but we're not 100% sure about the blood sugar response, which I don't know if you've been around in 2024, but that seems to be most of what people care about. This is so big for science because it shows us that resistance training as a modality has a huge thing when it comes to improving glucose control. When traditionally people exalted aerobic training for this. Again, I'm doing aerobic training right now, but I will also lift weights later today. And that's just the low load, high repetition resistance training. Here's RT standard resistance training, saying that comparing it to aerobic training, glucose regulation will be better with the resistance training. Here's another person comparing resistance training, not low load, high rep, but just standard resistance training, where you fatigue a little bit earlier, aka greater than 75% of your 1RM. That's some pretty hardcore lifting. Keep in mind, if it's 70% of your 1RM, then you fatigue at 10, so you can still kind of, do that. But when this Clark person put all the people just doing resistance training and even compared them to people doing cardio and lifting, the resistance training was the most effective. More so than mixing resistance training with cardio. Isn't that shocking? So this shows here that whether it's high rep, low weight within reason, or low repetition, high weight, both have the ability to be better for blood sugar response and getting muscle mass and literally the whole thing. And they may be superior to resistance training or to cardio. And no, there were no significant differences between women and men. So I don't want to hear that, women's bodies are different on this. No. So if you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, anything like that, type 1 or 2, mostly type 2 or pre-diabetic. Type 1, yeah, that's its own thing. But they should still lift. The reason I'm taking them out of it is because of insulin sensitivity. Their body does not process insulin if they're type 1. If you're type 2, the fitter you are, the better your body is at processing insulin. I can look at someone and just look at their muscles and their muscle mass and be like, wow, that person's really, really good at using insulin. They are very insulin sensitive. So all exercise is beneficial for the blood sugar response and for permanent weight loss and all that. Again, there's different reasons to use low load, high repetition. People call it the metabolic pathway. Doing reps up to 30 presents the potential to kill two birds with one stone, with added aerobic benefits and strength and hypertrophy. So I'm all about high reps. They're really good for you. And if you want to lose weight, you need to cut the calories more than anything. But day-to-day blood sugar control is important if you've got type 2 diabetes and you don't want to get your toe cut off. So don't just do heavy resistance training, even because we have more literature that does really improve blood sugar control from that Clark study I showed earlier. But we know that the high reps, doing reps from 20 to 30, stuff like that, are incredible for it. In fact, they're probably even better for it than resistance training. Not resistance, but cardio. And hey, keep doing cardio for your heart. It's incredible. It really is. But please pick up some weights.